Welcome back to DRAUMR. In the last episode, we left the Redbrand dungeon after releasing the kidnapped children and slaying the men in red, as well as a few bugbears and a Noki. I'm still getting used to acting fast, killing before speaking. In Furbog fashion, I pour one out for poor Droop. A true freak under these sheets. Needing a rest, we made it back to the hall of the townmaster, where I slowly brought in armfuls of dirt for my room. The Sildar man did not help much. He led us back to the sister at the temple, Miss Gorail. I was not thrilled, but with some apples by my side, we returned and were able to threaten the sister until she gave us the health potions. Fun times. I think I'm getting used to this questioning business. We decided to take the item the sister requested to bring with us in order to speak with Agatha, the Banshee in Coneyberry. A silver comb in a small box. I do not know what the ghost can do with a comb, but if it avoids us fighting her, then so be it. Before heading north, Trog and Orchie bought some new armor and weapons as they watched atop the tap house, not noticing anyone entering or exiting. After meeting back up with them, they kindly gave me my own invisibility mask. It's interesting, a sheer and lacy covering. It sent me to the Shadow Realm as soon as I pulled them on, snugly against my nose. True friends indeed. I shall not forget their offerings. It is a good thing they gave me the mask as well. After meeting back up with the kid, he was rushing to the Red Room Manor to set it on fire. With a gulp, I placed the covering over my head and hid from the area as the smoke began to wash into the wind. Besides the haunted spirits, the flames are still my biggest fear. But with this mask, I am safe as long as I stay in the same position.
And we're standing in front of this fire, this burning house.
There are.
I said it last time, but I don't know if the audio recording had caught it. I am throwing the pair of panties into the fire. I think that it's a sign of the patriarchy. It should be burned.
True. Women shouldn't get to wear pants.
Do you see what all the fuss was about? Like, this is... Whew. I'm gonna offer it up. I don't know if you like this kind of stuff, but this one's for you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The all the fire and stuff's really starting to dry out my skin, so I'm not a big fan of all this heat.
Do you need us all to spit on you or something to get you moist? Actually, why don't you just cuddle up to Mooney? I mean, he's like perpetually wet anyway, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Kind of like a swamp ass of the body.
Mooney, you do have the thing on.
Yes, and I'm not speaking at all. I'm still T-posing. Nobody knows I'm
there. I mean, I guess that would work. I just, I don't know where that furry guy is.
I'm not aware of the... I mean, can I roll an insight check to, like, see that they're joking? Because I was not in on this, so I have no idea. Yeah, that ain't great.
You can see Mooney.
I definitely can, but do I think that this is a joke? Or do I think that they truly can't see him? I'm just going to be quiet.
Like, where's Mooney?
I stare right at Mooney, but I don't say anything.
I'm still just staring straight at you, with the black kind of covering my eyes.
Oh, he'll show up here eventually. No need to, call out any names or anything like that. But do you feel better now, there, guy? With all the fire and
I'd feel better if we had tracked down Glassstaff if he hadn't gotten away. And the Black Spider, I mean, we don't know anything about him. He's presumably a different person.
Right,
But definitely
they know who we are.
Right. So
We'll probably find out what the fuck's going on there.
But if we helped keep something like what happened here from happening again, then it makes me feel a little bit better.
Right.
Did we decide where we're heading to next? Is Agatha where we wanted to head, or what would Mooney? You had mentioned maybe going up to meet with a druid or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where Mooney's at. So.
Right. Yeah. Where's Mooney at? Why are you addressing him?
I'm gonna kind of nudge the kid.
Is something wrong with his ears? Or?
I'm gonna try to sneak behind the kid.
Stealth.
I'm actively looking at you.
With, like, major advantage, right?
Yeah. Triple advantage, I think.
Well, first one.
Do I have to roll anything?
That's a 20. 19 plus 1.
He sees you.
I pretend that he doesn't, and I'm gonna sneak right behind you. Again, just posing. The kid. We could make it to Coneyberry to see the Banshee, and eventually to Thunder Tree for the great old druid.
Yeah, voice that I don't know where it came from. I think that's a great idea, don't you think, there, the kid? Yeah, you don't know where that voice came from, but it sure is scary to be pointing us in the right direction.
Right. Yeah, I understand now. All right. So, do we want to head to where Agatha is and see where see what happens?
Yeah, I think that's I don't want to speak for everyone that's not here, but I think that's a good plan.
It'd be smart to at least get away from the fire.
I agree with the scary voice that's coming out of nowhere, not behind the kid. Yeah, I'm getting really dried out, and I need to hug the furry guy, furry friend.
All right. Now, because we got a little bit, well, mostly me, got a little emotional with the last person that we tried to talk to or question. What exactly? So we get to Agatha. We're going to ask her. We have a comb for her, right? And then we're going to ask her about this book, right? That sister whoever was asking about.
Right. And then
Bojangles, the mage or something.
Yeah, Bojangles. I remember that name.
Well, then, I thought it was genitals, but
and then if she knows a lot of stuff, maybe we can ask her about the Black Spider or about this castle. Kind of go from there. I mean, are we all on the same page?
Yeah, I mean, if she's got a pretty good look to it, I mean, maybe we could steer towards your way. You know what I mean?
Well, I actually was going to ask about that. So, do you think we should all talk to her? I mean, we should all maybe go together, but Trog, do you want to be the one to talk to her? Or, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it if maybe we could tag team.
Yeah, we can do a little Froggy Human style tag team here.
All right. It's just I've been trying to work on my conversation skills and with women, so I think it might be a good. It's like she's the final boss, you know.
Right. So I don't think that a Banshee is where you should fucking test out your flirting skills there, kid.
Now, wait. You got. I mean, it's a scary situation. Probably one of the scariest situations the kid's ever going to be in when it comes with the ladies. So.
Well, and the sister did mention that she's vain. She's really into herself, potentially, and she's an elf. Like we kind of share that. I mean, if she really is that into herself, there's nothing that can feed that more than flirtation, right?
I like you thinking there, kid.
If y'all are okay with it. I mean, I don't know if we had any other plans to approach, but
no, you pretty much got it, and I'm gonna tap you. I mean, I guess it's pretty much on your butt since that's about what is height with me there. Just give you a little smack.
All right. Well, we can start heading that way then. I mean, I have Coneyberry on the map that I had the miners, that I had purchased, and then the miners had drawn different names and things on. So, yeah, we can head that way, I guess.
I guess, I guess we should probably get going. So, if Mooney's out there somewhere, I want to take off your invisibility.
Oh,
Right.
yes, I will be there in a second. And in an instant, without them seeing anything, I pull the small box from my bag and hand it out, and that's all they see. It's just the box. The box with the silver comb, if one of you would like to take it.
Oh, I guess I can.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really have much use for it, so...
Be careful when you take it. And I'll...
Oh, is it magic?
It might be, but the Shadow Realm is a scary thing.
Yeah, the Shadow Realm. It definitely is scary.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna grab the box that is there.
I let go, and I breathe a sigh of relief, and continue walking as I take the mask off.
Mooney!
There he is.
Oh, holy shit!
All right, gang.
We are gonna get.
We all set.
We are gonna get you killed.
Alrighty. Well, looking at the map, you guys can see that Coneyberry is probably a good 30 miles down the trail.
It's following a road there, right? It's like.
It's not a road per se. So not like a wilderness trail, but it's not like a maintained sort of.
Did Coneyberry is an abandoned town, right? Is there like a logging road or like an old trade road that is now like a footpath?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm all right getting a little bit of a hike in if the rest of y'all are okay with it. I mean, I know there's a lot of stuff we got to get to, but it's not like it loses us too much time.
Right. No, I'm fine
Yeah,
with it.
if the furry guy doesn't mind if I hop on his shoulder for a little bit, because you got to remember, these frog legs are good for hopping, but, I can only go so fast.
That is fine with me.
Okay, well, you guys set out in the early morning, then we'll say, on your way to Coneyberry. Sort of light rain dampening the trail as you make your way through the winding path through sort of forests and valleys. Around noon, you guys break for small lunch under some trees.
Hey, Trog, have you ever done like a battle of the bands or anything? Like a battle of the bards? Is that a thing?
No one's ever tried to come up against me in the ways of beautiful music, but I wouldn't be opposed to doing a little battle against some other guy.
Yeah, it's kind of. I hadn't really thought about it until just walking kind of clears the line a little bit, I guess. But it's like every other art form or discipline. If you're a fighter, if you're an archer, bowman, there's like some kind of test, some kind of where you face off against like-minded people. And I feel like there isn't as much of a niche in bardsmanship as there should be. Maybe there is, and I just have never heard of it. But I don't know. It's like if I go into like a tavern, sometimes I like to look around to look like, okay, this guy I think I would like to fight right now. And like a lot of time in bars, like you can do that. But I think it'd be kind of cool, like just for something, for us to keep an eye open for. Maybe we can find someone you can test your strengths against and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be all for it. We just, it's kind of hard for me when I go into a place and I look around and, I don't see anyone else that, is as magnificent as me when it comes to the art of, these here bagpipes. I mean, as you know, no other person has an instrument like this. I'm just, just one in a million.
Right. No, I think they're super impressive. Along with like the single note that they play is like a note from heaven. But I don't know. Even if it's like people that you are far better than, it might just be good. The first thing you do when you walk into a tavern is be like, "Hey, I'm gonna make my place here. I'm gonna assert my dominance."
Yeah, well, we'll keep it in mind. Maybe next time we get into a tavern, I can show off my skills. Maybe
Yeah,
even play two notes. Who knows? I don't wanna blow everyone's mind if I do it.
we might get
I
kicked out
mean,
of the
you know what
tavern.
happens when I insult people? They die. So if I
They,
play too many notes,
who
maybe
knows what could happen? All right. Well, just food for thought.
Trog, by the way, I would be interested sometime, maybe in learning or providing my own instrument. I've been at night working on my own type by slapping on my stomach. It makes this really cool sound.
Hey, yeah, we could. I'd love to sit down. We could have a little bit of a jam. It'd be great to, could teach you a couple of things, and we could have a little jam session.
That'd be great. Yes, here is a quick evidence.
That was phenomenal.
Thank you. I can't wait for the future.
All right. So we're resting, having a good old lunch.
After lunch, you guys continue on the trail. The rain lets up for a few hours past midday. We'll say you get about halfway there, about 15 miles as the sun is starting to set in the sky.
Hey, I know at the beginning of today, I was all gung ho about hiking and everything. I'm kind of beat. Mooney, do you think tomorrow, like if I jumped into my vessel and Archie and Prague, if you turned into a horse and they rode you, would we be able to make better time tomorrow?
Yes, I'd assume so. I only have one shape left, unfortunately, so as long as we are not looking into a big battle, that is fine with me.
Well, we're going to sleep tonight, so that'll be a short rest.
So that'd be a long, or well, I guess a
That's a
short
good
rest.
point.
3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking tomorrow.
Yes, that'll work fine.
Well, it's starting to get dark.
No, I guess we were just at lunch, weren't we? Like that's what that conversation was.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I just fast forward through all the walking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say the next time we make camp, I would like Archie would like to kind of pull out something that I don't know if anyone's ever really seen him pull out. He has a cook set. He has a cook set in his pack. And,
Shit.
all right, fellas. Nothing sets you up for a good day of walking like a good hearty meal. So, if you wouldn't mind, I'll treat you fellas to dinner tonight.
Hey, that sounds good. And it's getting dark anyway, so DM, does it look like there's any good places that we can kind of pull off the trail and set up? A place with a windbreak or in a valley or something?
There's sort of so you're sort of walking through a valley now, and there's hills off on either side of you as you're walking through the trail. It's sort of lightly forested where you're at.
Any evergreens, pine trees, or anything?
Yeah, plenty of them.
Well, it was raining through the day, but it might be a little bit drier underneath one of those. And with fallen needles, it could be a little bit more comfortable.
Right. DM, what kind of forest are we in? Are we talking like rural Pennsylvania forest or like Pacific Northwest? Like
I feel like sparse
gross
trees, right?
fucking
It's like lightly. It's not
lightly
like a
forested.
dense,
Okay.
thick forest. Yeah, it's sort of lightly forested.
So probably a good like 200-yard visibility range.
More or
roughly.
less, yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to gather like what kind of of surroundings we have. All right, fellas. Where do you guys fall on the idea of starting a fire? Do you think we're safe out here? Or should we exercise caution?
I mean,
Obviously, we're not going to have a big old fucking roaring bonfire, but
I think
just something to
I
cook
think
over.
I think that we are going to be a lot more safe than anything that might try to come to bother us. If that's what you mean. I mean, have you seen us? We're tough people to fuck with.
Right? Yeah.
And four of
True.
us. I mean, we know there's a Banshee that we're heading to, but outside of that, I mean, we know goblins are kind of up here, but I don't know.
Goblins can fuck off. Yeah. All right. Well, if you guys are okay with it, then I say we start a fire, and I'll start in on this soup.
All right. I'll go around and collect like larger rocks or anything, just to try to make a larger, taller fire pit, so the fire hopefully doesn't go as far every direction.
Right.
Try to obscure it just a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Could I check some kind of check to see if there's this small white flower for the boy's mom's potion? I don't know if this is the right moon type.
Roll me a nature check. Nature.
Did I pronounce that correctly?
So it's some Latin bullshit, so I'm probably not pronouncing it correctly either. It's some Latin bullshit.
Unfortunate. That's only a 6.
You do a short search around, but you don't find any.
Oh, I'm back. Sorry, I could not find the flower. I got too scared wandering away.
I appreciate you still looking, Mooney. And yeah, I think about that a lot. I kind of hate leaving loose ends, especially when it involves kids. It just ain't right.
Yes, I agree. It is difficult to keep track of everything, but trying to do my best. I'm used to just one single objective, and that is typically it.
All right, I'm just gonna do what I can to build up that fire ring, and try to make a semi-comfortable place for me to lay down for the night, or sit, just to be comfortable for dinner.
Pretty much doing the same thing, just helping to set up camp.
Yeah, sure. Oh, yeah, you guys didn't buy it. Didn't you guys buy a tent or something, I thought, in one of the sessions? Maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe that was from Derek's session we bought a tent.
Did we
I don't
buy
remember.
a tent? I don't think we bought a tent.
Well, we got
Maybe
the
not.
wagon, which had the tarp, or
Right.
the canvas.
No, but good fucking idea there, DM. I think I might start looking for a tent.
I thought you guys had bought one already.
Is it raining still?
No, the rain broke around midday. I think they're still somewhat damp, but underneath the pine trees, you're able to find relatively dry spaces.
When I got a 15 with my cooking utensils check. So
That
What do
soup
you
is
roll for
smelling
that? Is that
mighty
actually
tasty.
I did it based on a performance, and then because I'm proficient in it, I added my proficiency to it.
If needed, by the way, I could make some kind of tent made of stone, erected from the ground below us. Not completely covering, but could at least protect us from any arrows.
He's erected.
Or I don't think we're too bad now, but that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah. I'm willing to rough it. I mean, so much of my life I've been kind of a city boy, a city slicker, as they say. So it's kind of nice to be out and about, Mother Nature.
Right, no one likes sleeping on the fucking ground. You can fuck off with all that. But to be completely honest with you, it's not too bad.
Hey, Arch, I don't think I knew that you could cook. That smells delicious.
Right, thank you. Yeah, there's a lot of things that you don't know about me because I keep
How,
secrets to myself.
how have we been on this path together for this long? And I did not. Why have I been eating shit at taverns when I had a cook with me the whole time?
Right. You probably never asked.
Well, it's not it's not a skill that just everybody knows. You know, like that's all right.
Listen,
I will remember that moving forward.
this is a character development that I decided upon.
I know.
5 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, when I noticed that I had cook's utensils in my tools. So,
Well, I'm picturing in my head now, like, all right, so you're aiming for retirement. This dude wants to like own a bar. He wants to own a tavern, a restaurant, not a bar, not a bar. He wants to own a restaurant where they
Yeah.
serve like brunches. All right, I want to try this. What is this exactly?
right, it's just soup. Soup,
Oh.
soup.
Smells like some good soup.
I'm so angry.
My famous water soup.
It's hot dog water soup.
It's just boiled water.
Whatever you put in here, it smells delicious.
Roll me a survival check to see what you can forage to throw in the soup.
Okay.
Or stuff that he could have picked up beforehand. I mean, you do have the D&D Heroes Feast cookbook. Just pick something out of that.
I do, but I already like Ian's idea. That's a 16 for a nature
16
check.
for a nature check. So you've been around a while, so you've roughed it before. So you do identify a few different kinds of mushrooms that you know are edible. Some different like roots, a few edible flowers that you all throw into your pot. And the end result, like I said, comes out smelling pretty good.
They're actually, you inspired me when you said mushrooms. There's a recipe in there for mushroom tea, which in reality is just mushroom soup. And that's what I made.
Well, it is.
There you go.
It is incredible. Well, are we drinking it, eating it now? I'll put out my my little pot like Oliver Twist. Can I have some more? It's earthy. There's like you don't get this kind of stuff like in the cities. This is
I appreciate it, Archie. It tastes like home.
Could have one or two more bugs in it, but it's still good to me.
this is great. This is great, fellas. I needed to get my mind off of the stress that I had, and I think nothing is going to do that better than camping out here with y'all. So this is amazing. Mooney, you kind of come from this kind of background. Is there any kind of recommendation, anything you have, like for a newbie like me?
Biggest thing, you've got it down pretty well, but just relax. Take in everything that's going on. You don't see this in these cities you've shown me so far, but just the wind and the stars alone.
Something about seeing the forest through the trees, right? I don't know what that means, but I've heard that.
Yes. A lot of it doesn't make sense until you are actually in here.
I'm just gonna tap the pine that we're next to. It's a nice tree. This thing's tall.
How'd you guys like a little song?
Oh yeah, I guess something to kind of linger over into the evening. I like it. Oh geez. Holy shit! That was 3 notes. Twice.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Incredible.
Oh, I feel like a new man.
You have outdone yourself, sir.
Yeah, I thought you guys deserved a little treat, so
Can we get a close up on that too for the camera? You're like split in half on my screen. Oh my god! Look at that. Color coded.
Yo,
It's not bagpipes, but it's the next best thing.
glad you enjoyed this little song I played for you. Hope you feel inspired. Hope it all brings us all closer together. I tap Mooney on the back. maybe next time you can join in and do your own little drum solo there.
I'd love it.
Or anything you'd like to share around the campfire? I heard that's a thing. Mooney, do you have any stories of ghosts?
Yes.
Any you'd care to share?
Oh, very, very scary, but I could try. One night, while watching over the river nearby, it was dark and quiet. Out of the glint of my eye, I saw what seems to be a wave atop of the water. Approaching was the first spirit I had seen in the DRAUMR forest. Worse than the Banshee we will see eventually. It approached faster than I could move. It haunted me. I could not get back up as it stared directly into my eyes, screaming as the whispers from the Nothic we saw just the day before passed out eventually and woke up with nothing nearby besides the white flower that had grown next to me.
That is, that wasn't as fun of a story as I was hoping for.
No, unfortunately, it is a very scary situation happening right now.
Yeah, with this white flower, do you know what it was?
As far as I could tell, it was the same flower that the mother would need for her potion. That is the only reason I could try to pick it out. But I've had no luck so far.
That is so weird. Well, we're gonna get that figured out for you. I hope you know we mean it when we say it.
I am sorry for the scary story. If anybody else has anything else.
It kind of sobered things up just a little bit. Well, if none of y'all have anything else, I think I might just turn in for the night. Try to turn in for the night.
I mean, I was gonna say rather than I might have a story here to tell just to kind of brighten the mood a little bit. It's have you ever really kind of thought about yourself and realized that everyone's got their own like little bit of spice to the character, but this is one of the times that I figured out that Frog the Frog is quite the character. This is going back to my hometown here. It was one of the first things that my father made me go to school. When I first got there, I was told that one of my friends wasn't allowed to come to school with me, and there obviously wasn't another frog that was in the area that was coming up with these decisions, because if it was up to me, obviously my friend's going to come along here with me. But they came around and they said, "Listen, we got to take your friend out of here. If you don't let him go, we're gonna have to come and take you along." And I said, "No, that's not happening. I want my friend to be here. I don't care what my father ordered you to do. My friend's coming here along with me." Well, so then these two guards came over, and I said, "What do you guys got to do with this? This is between me, my friend, and the people here. So you can just go away. Just listen to my dad. Bark his orders. Just you don't need to be involved in this." Well, turns out they had thought otherwise. So ended up they tried to grab me and like this, and I said, "What do you think you're doing? You're about ready to pull my arm out of my socket." And at that exact moment, I realized that this altercation wasn't going to go the way that I thought it was going to go. So ended up they hog-tied me and just kind of carried me off like a salmon flopping out of water. And I realized at that moment that Frog the Frog against his daddy's gods, he's not really much of a handle. And that was when I realized that maybe I need to be the frog that I need to be, and I need to be my own self. So that's when I realized that I got a little bit of flair to my character, if you know what I mean. Good
Wow.
story.
Yeah. That was lighter?
Right. I don't think anyone here knows the fucking definition of a good story. I mean, they're not bad stories, but they're fucking depressing.
Yeah, I feel like you just wanted to share that.
Right.
And you just said it was lighter.
It's fucking good on you, bud. I mean, I guess fuck racism is the the moral of that story.
I actually liked it. I thought it was
No,
good.
yeah,
And actually,
yeah, fucking.
I like learning more about y'all. I mean, I think so often we're kind of just running from one thing to the next. It's kind of nice to sit, and that's what this is for, you know, being outside and being able to talk about things. You know, being one with the universe and with each other. I think that's really nice.
In
Thank
the
you for sharing
middle
that.
of I was gonna say, in the middle of the kid's monologue there, Archie's just gonna stand up, pick up his bedroll, and walk like far enough away from the fire that you can tell that I'm tired of the kids like touchy feely fucking one with nature bullshit.
All right, that's fine. All right. Well, we're gonna dwell on the two of y'all stories because I thought they were real good, and yeah, we'll pick it up again tomorrow. Thank y'all for that.
Archie's gonna let loose a fart that like is long enough that you acknowledge that, man, that was a log fart.
It is officially camping now.
Yep.
The fire flutters with the sound of breaking wind.
All right, I'm gonna try to turn in.
Hey, is anyone gonna keep watch, or are you all gonna?
Yeah, just doing my like normal like meditation. I'm just gonna sit there and watch.
About an hour, maybe less into the night, I realize that I hate camping, and I can't sleep out here, and I'm miserable, and I'm going to just vamp with a wet, slippery sound into my vessel, where it is far more comfortable.
Mooney, you do hear that as you're standing watch.
Mooney, you also hear, yeah, go fuck yourself with your one with nature bullshit, you fucking cunt.
I don't say anything. My eyes are still closed, but I'm taking in everything going on, and I just silently chuckle to myself.
Okay. Make it to the night unscathed. The sun starts rising up in the next morning. You guys can sort of start feeling the warmth of the sun. It was a big chilly last night with no shelter, but reasonably comfortable underneath the trees. So you do all get the benefit of short rest.
Well, that was a restful night.
Yes, I'd say so. I slept better than I have in a while.
I do want to say maybe with an hour or two before morning started, because my vessel time is only 6 hours anyway. When I vamped back out of it, I'm just going to stay up and keep watch for the last couple hours. Are we ready to head on then? I can head back into my vessel if Mooney, if you want to do the horse thing, or we can keep walking. I'm fine with that too. I'm a little bit more sore than I thought I'd be, but that's okay.
Oh, yes, that's fine with me. Well, when I have space, I'm gonna turn into a draft horse, and then they can decide what they want to do. I don't know if everybody could fit or not.
Well, I'm gonna pop back into that thing, but if anything happens, I'll hear it, or just let me know, and I'll pop out, and then I'm just gonna head back in to my very comfy base.
You guys can continue up the path.
Is Archie awake, by the way? If not, the horse is sneaking over and is going to let loose just a silent one.
Archie is awake. But
Damn.
He's just laying there.
Unfortunate.
You were right in his face, and he is awake for it all.
You guys continue up the trail. You get into an area where the forest is starting to get a lot thicker. And even though the sun's coming up, it's still quite dark as the canopy gets quite thick and heavy. So the trees are kind of growing in almost a sort of like arch that the path sort of goes right through. Ooh, I guess with your passive perception, Strog, you're probably the only person who notices this. But as you're going down this part of it, you look up in the canopy, and in the trees you see what appear to be almost a cross between a large bat and a very large mosquito. And you see several of these up in the canopy, hanging upside down as bats do. They appear to be sleeping during the day. Doesn't look like they've seen you, but you've seen them.
Guys, you guys see those black sky rats up there?
I stop instantly. I only have a 10 passive perception. And I start looking around.
Yeah, when Trog points them out, you guys can all see them.
Okay.
It's just he notices them versus passive perception.
Right. I would probably leave whatever the fuck those are alone. Fuck, I guess we better be quiet. They look like they're asleep. I don't think they've noticed us so far. I'm gonna whisper in Mooney's ear. All right, buddy. I guess try to fucking move along as quiet as you can.
All right, I will nod my head down. Do you want like a stealth check or?
Yeah, stealth check, please.
Okay. Yeah. So up to you guys if you want to jump off or not, but it did not go well.
Well, I don't think we would have jumped off, but
All right.
What do you get? New stealth?
That's a 5.
oh fuck me.
I got nothing on the horse.
So you're trying to sort of carefully walk down this uneven trail, which is quite hard as a horse, let alone a horse that is carrying passengers. And as you're trying to keep yourself steady, one of your hooves comes down right on a fairly thick branch as a large snap from the sound of this branch breaking echoes. And as the three of you look up, you see the dark red eyes of all these creatures just instantly open as they take flight and swoop down towards you. So I would like everyone to roll initiative, please.
Fuck.
I am still in the vessel. I can hear all this happening. So am I rolling initiative along with everyone else?
Yes.
Okay, I thought so.
Well, it depends. It depends if you're going to join in the fight or if you're just going to stay in the vessel, I guess.
I am. Natural 20. Natural 20 with +1, so 21.
I got an 18.
19 plus 3, 22.
This is not a good day. I got a 3.
You're also a horse.
I'm also a horse.
By your guys' count, you can see 5 of these creatures, by the way.
5 of them.
Yes. Ooh, and they are all rolling really fucking good. I haven't rolled under a 16 yet.
God damn it.
Jesus Christ, alright, I think something's like broken. The rolls were literally 16, 18, 16, 18, 16. That feels unlikely, but I'm going to roll with it for now.
Do they have any plus or minus to their initiative roll?
No.
Okay, so what's the dexterity of the one that tied with me?
+3.
I'm cool.
16.
Mine's a +6. So get fucked.
Yeah. In which case, it's going to be Shrug, you're up first. And these guys, they're currently the ones who haven't moved from the initiative yet. The ones that are up in the trees, they're maybe 10 to 15 feet up. So if they haven't moved yet to swoop down, I guess it'd be higher than, let's say, like 25 feet for a tree. If they haven't moved to swoop down yet, we'll assume they're about 20 feet up.
Whichever one is closest and the most like gangly, ugly-looking one. I'm gonna do vicious mockery at it.
All right, go ahead.
Wisdom saving throw.
Another 18. I'm gonna refresh this dice roller page.
Well, I
17 with a -1.
call him a fucking sky rat, and nothing happens.
You shout this, it sort of echoes again, much like the sound of the branch, but it seems. Can you do vicious mockery on something that doesn't understand you? Is that like a
Yeah, it only needs to hear you.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, no effect. Unfortunately, it's maybe too groggy from waking up. It seems like your words don't really take effect. That brings us to Kid.
Yep. All right. So I'm going to emerge as a bonus action from my vessel, and it is in the closest unoccupied space. So I'm going to emerge like to the side of the horse, basically, and I'm going to use the Eldritch Blast to whatever one is closest to me, and I'm going to fire it like I'm drawing it from a holster. And I'm just gonna finger bang it, finger gun it. That is a 14.
A 14 just misses.
No, well, I get 2 now that I'm on level 5. So with my other hand, I'm going to do the exact same thing. And it is another 14.
Yeah, it just misses. So, real quick, you almost do like a Fonz sort of gesture as you come slurping out of your your vessel. And as you couldn't exactly see them while you're inside the vessel, you sort of take shots at the first ones you see, but you're just slightly off. And that brings us to Archie. Oh, sorry, let's see if you wanted to move or do something.
I was thinking with my movement speed, but I'm gonna. Is the horse moving still?
Oh, it's probably no, because now that we're in initiative.
And where is Krog? Is he still on the horse? Did you move, or are you still on it?
I'm still on the horse. I just hopped.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna position myself between everyone else and these bats.
Okay, I'm gonna send an arrow down the suck hole of the closest one to me.
Go right ahead.
What, Derek? What's that face for?
We got finger banging. We got suck holes going on. It's a good night.
We got it all. It's Monday night.
and this animal has not attacked yet, right? So I have advantage.
Yep.
Okay, so that is a 17 plus.
17 hits. Yeah.
Okay.
Anything to it?
Okay. So that's 14 points of damage to the suck hole.
10 points of damage. So as one of these surges is just detaching itself from the tree and turning to look at you, air comes flying through and sort of pins its body to the tree as it expires.
Okay, I am going to jump off of the Derek horse, or the Mooney horse, rather. The Mooney horse, correction, sorry about that. And I'm going to use my cunning action to hide, just in the forest.
Seeing as Mooney is the largest thing around, this one is sort of immediately drawn to you. And it's going to swoop down. And then you can see as it sort of flies down, it has 4 legs that are sort of like jointed almost like an insect's, ending in these sharp sort of pincers. It's going to swoop down and sort of kind of land on you. And with its long sort of proboscis, sharp, pointy nose, suck hole, it's going to attempt to stab it into you. That is a 24 to hit.
Yeah.
Rolling so well. Okay. So then you are going to take 7 points of damage.
Okay.
And this thing is now attached to you. And the rest of you guys, Mooney, you can't really see because it's kind of like this. But the rest of you guys can see this thing sort of start, You can see the blood sort of getting sucked out of Mooney's neck as it's flowing up its proboscis.
It's suckhole.
Yes, it's suckhole. A second surge is going to fly down, and this time go for Shrog, which is going to be Jesus Christ, a 21 to hit.
Do you want me to roll?
Do they pass
Oh, sorry,
me before they get? Do they pass me before they hit them? I had just thought about that. Since I edited myself.
Since they're flying, I just sort of imagine them sort of dropping out of the canopy from overhead.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
And do you want me to roll a stealth check to see if I?
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot about that. You could roll a stealth for that.
Yeah, because I want to be hidden.
One of these things is attached to you. You can use an action to detach it.
17.
So you're aware of the mechanic. 17 seconds.
I'll have a question once we get to me anyway.
Okay, so the second one got a 21. A 20 to hit.
So that does hit. Now, one thing, whenever an enemy is grappled with me, or pretty much touching my skin, my grunge poison comes into effect.
Oh.
So they would have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Let me roll the damage real quick. You can still take the piercing damage, which will be that's going to be 4 piercing damage. And then the Constitution saving throw was a 11.
Ooh, he fails. And he takes 5 points of damage. Poison damage.
Okay, so the surge flies down, and again, sort of looking for a chink in your clothing, it finds exposed skin and sticks it in. But as it takes the first sort of gulp of blood, it sort of just withers away and dies.
That's fucking great.
It's still, I'm going to say it's still attached to you. Now you just have this dead sturge hanging off your body, but it's not actively doing damage to you anymore. Pretty nice. These guys all get to go just right in a row. This one's going to go for Kid. Why not? Let's get one for everybody.
Hey.
This one only rolled a 8.
That misses.
Yeah, so this one swoops down. It does kind of like a fly-by maneuver, and it is going to fly back up. So if you want to take an opportunity attack as the swoop misses, you sort of duck out of the way.
Hell yeah, I do. All right. It's an 8?
8 misses. So it's just a bit too fast. So, well, how do you try to... what do you use for your opportunity attack?
I'm using my longsword.
So yeah, it swoops down. It's just a bit too quick as you sort of dodge out of the way and swing up. It just manages to sort of fly out of your range. And it's sort of hovering at this point, maybe like 10, 15 feet above you. And then the last remaining Sturge is going to go for Mooney again. Also an 8.
That misses.
That misses. Okay, so this one, it does sort of land by you, but as a horse, I guess your skin is maybe a bit thicker. So it's trying to sort of get in there and find a softer part of you to sort of poke its nose into. Unsuccessful. And it is now your turn.
All right, 2 questions. First, how long have I been a draft horse?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because
how long are you allowed to stay transformed for?
2 hours. So I want to check, is it worth just a...
2 hours. You're probably getting close to that 2-hour mark.
Okay. Second question. You said I can use an action to detach myself from the Sturge. Am I able to use my hoof attack? Or is it too far on my back for me to get any damage on it?
Just based on a stat block, I don't think you can attack and detach it. I think it's one or the other. So you could attack it, but it would still stay attached, assuming you don't kill it.
Right.
Or you could use the action to detach it and not attack. Unless you have like a bonus action attack you could use.
Yeah, not as a draft horse, unfortunately. Yeah, let me just try to detach first. What would you need?
It just succeeds if you use your action to do it.
Oh, gotcha. And nobody's on top of me anymore? Or is Trog still there?
I'm still there.
Yeah, Todd is on top.
Okay. And if I move, are the two going to get opportunity attacks that tried to attack already?
The one that is attached to you can't now, so it wouldn't get an opportunity attack. The other one is
It would just come along
above,
with you.
the other one's above you too, and the one that is attached is dead. So I don't think there's nothing around you that would get an opportunity attack.
Okay. I just want to back up a bit so I'm not directly underneath all of them. Maybe try to give Trog a little more area to shoot. And then that's just my turn then.
Okay. And you use your action to detach it, right?
Yep. Yeah. I want to attach first.
God, how would you even do that? I'm trying to think of a way to narratively explain that as a horse.
I'm just imagining I'm just like, I can't get an attack on it, but I'm just kicking so hard just to try to force it off my back.
Just bite them off.
Yeah, we'll say that. Yeah.
Like,
We'll say that. You're sort of just struggling, and eventually it forces the thing out of you, and then you back up a bit. So you're probably maybe, instead of like 5 feet behind Kid, you're probably maybe like 10 feet behind Kid now.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll stay there then to my next turn.
Okay, and that brings us to Trog then. There are three left that you can see.
How far away are they?
There's one that's floating above Kid. Maybe 10 to 15 feet above him. There's one floating about 10 to 15 feet above where Mooney just was. And then there's one basically right next to you that is just detached from Mooney.
The one that's above Mooney and I'm gonna pull out my bigger knife. Actually, I'm gonna pull out my rapier. I'm gonna smack Mooney on the ass and then jump up and try to stab it with the rapier. That's a nat 20 to hit. It's a 35.
That's it.
9 points of damage. Well,
9 points of damage. So you slap Mooney's ass, he gives a little kick, which helps you get some more distance as you jump up, and you sort of skewer it right through the chest. And as you fall back down and gracefully land on Mooney's ass again, you have one sturge. One sturge shish kebab.
fucking night rat.
It's your turn, Jim.
yep. All right. So I'm gonna shoot at the one who just attacked me, and that is a 20 to hit.
That does hit.
11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. So you using Eldritch Blast, right?
Yep. Yeah. I'm. So before, when I'd swung with my sword, I was mistaken. I would have just punched at it because I didn't have it drawn. I only had my finger guns.
That's fair. Well, you missed anyway, so I didn't know. Okay, so
Yeah.
you spin around. Well, you already spin around. It's sort of just directly above you. You just look up.
Yep. I'll spin around. 360 no scope.
Yeah. Close your eyes and just. Anyway, I just started blasting. This crackling green bolt of energy hits it. There's a somewhat disgusting smell of singed fur as it falls to the ground at your feet.
All right. And there's another one that's still out there somewhere.
Yes, there is one more.
So I can
It's
fire
sort of-
again.
Sort of in between where you and Mooney are.
Yep, I'm going to fire at that one with my other free hand. And that's going to be an 18 to hit.
18 hits.
And that is 8 points of damage.
Same sort of thing. You sort of, as the first one falls, you're already spinning around to look at the one that's kind of behind you. Another blast of crackling green energy hits this tiny creature, and it falls smoldering to the ground. And that is all of them.
How far were we into this leg of the trip before we ran into these things?
20 miles, I'd say.
How many miles do we have left? We did 15 yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah, but you're on a horse now.
Oh, into the whole trip. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, 20 into the whole trip. Sorry.
Gotcha. I was thinking this for today. Well, I mean, the cat's out of the bag, or I'm out of the vessel, so to speak. So I can keep walking if you guys can keep riding up there.
Archie's gonna like come out of the trees, like just drop down. Well, I suppose we should fucking get a move on here.
You just slap Mooney on the ass again. Yeah, get on, hi ho.
I start kicking off again.
Since I'm on foot, can I search these things to see if there's anything of value on them? Like even just something sparkly or whatever, like something that I can take to. I don't know. That might be value later on.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the bodies; they're just what appear to be wild animals, so nothing particularly valuable that you know of.
Right. This is kind of out of my
that you
wheelhouse.
can find. Yeah.
Yeah, it's out of my wheelhouse anyway, so I'm just gonna leave them, step on one on the way out, and they're gonna be on horseback, and I'm just gonna walk, I guess.
Well, that lasts for about a mile until, with a sudden pop, Mooney is back in all his glory, just holding Trog and Archie.
Good going, buddies. If you don't mind, I could keep carrying, or if you would like to walk.
Right, I'm gonna get down now. Because I imagine, like, as a horse, are you as sweaty as you are as a furball?
Oh, yeah. Any animal I am.
He just leaves puddles as he walks.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay up here. This is kind of nice and moist up here. It's what I enjoy.
Oh, of course. I'll set you back on my shoulder.
Right, this is the exact opposite of what I fucking enjoy. And I'm gonna jump down and kind of like try to get it off me.
The kid, are you okay? I know you've been walking for a bit.
Well, I was in the vessel before, so I'm feeling pretty rested. I mean, I'm pretty sore, but you know, the sooner we get out of these fucking woods, the better. So we should just keep on moving.
Got it.
Man, I hate being outside.
Yes, that was
Roy,
a little
what
bit
was
of a nightmare back there.
I'm so sick of these fucking trees. Like what look at the fucking thing. Fucking fuck you, tree.
An acorn falls on your head as you say that.
The sooner I can be back around buildings and people and fucking, you know, the normalcy of the world, the better. So let's finish this up.
To each his own, and I'll start moving.
And so you guys keep following the trail as it twists and turns, and after 10 more miles, it's late afternoon. The trail leads. You come up to what looks like the entrance to a town, ruined, decrepit, sort of falling apart.
Looks like a place.
You remember? Yeah. Well, you remember they had told. Well, someone I forgot. I think someone had told you Coneyberry had sort of been set many years ago, and so the town is now just kind of in ruins.
Are these the kind of buildings you're looking for, there, kid?
Like to burn?
You said you wanted to be around buildings and stuff again, so.
Yeah, I guess I mean more the inhabited sort. I mean, normally when people say they want to be around people, they don't mean like people's dead bodies, you know?
I mean, if you say so. I mean, I figured you might like these buildings a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, it's more of a sight, but I don't know. I like to be in a place where there's some population to it, I guess.
You know, I'm surprised that you don't like the forest, though, because, I mean, when you think about it, all of it is all very, what's the word? Flammable. So you should be, like, in a kid in a candy store in those forests. I mean, imagine if you burnt those down.
Yeah, I mean, it was raining pretty good yesterday.
Or something out there that might yell at you, like, I don't know, like Smokey or something? Smokey the raccoon?
You're attacking me because I'm a park ranger.
I think you're thinking of City. City the raccoon.
He's attacking Andrew, and I don't like it.
Too real, man. Too real.
PSA though, only you can prevent forest fires. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's been raining, so I probably couldn't set fire to much out in the woods right now. But these buildings, I mean, they look primed.
Maybe depending upon how things go here, might have
Yeah,
yourself a field day.
we'll see. I mean, if this is it Coneyberry? If this is the place, then it's the home of who we're visiting. It's the home of Agatha. So I don't know if I want the very first thing that I do to be burning her house down. That's almost as bad as insulting her hair, but
Right, it's up there.
yeah,
Well,
it's pretty bad.
you will remember Sister Gorail told someone that Agatha's lair was a few miles outside of Coneyberry.
Oh right. Well, I kid didn't hear this. I think that was the first conversation around.
Might have been the first conversation, yeah.
I mean, if that's the case, then fuck it. I will let fire to every single one of these buildings on our way through town, just to kind of announce our arrival, like a trumpet player before like a prince shows up.
Right. Yeah. Probably shouldn't
yourself-
fucking do that there, bud.
You're right here.
I mean, who's it going to hurt, really, when you think about it?
Right. Probably potentially us. Because, like, what if you piss off the fucking Banshee before we even get to talk to her?
Why would she be pissed off at? I mean, look at these places. I mean,
Would you be fucking happy
the
if
sooner
somebody
we can
showed up
return
and
this
fucking
place to
started
land.
lighting shit on fire in front of
I
your
mean,
house?
she could at least do a little bit of like interior design. I mean, the colors, like this wood with that stone, it's deplorable. I mean,
Well,
have
I
a
know what
little
I'm
bit of
saying.
taste here, lady. I know she
Right.
hasn't been around for a couple of years, but I mean, if you cared about a place, you should come around and take care of it.
Well, she could have a lot on her plate. I mean, we shouldn't judge. Shouldn't it's important to be sensitive to a woman's needs.
That's
Someone
that's the
told.
number one, there, kid. You hit the nail on the head. You're defending your woman, so you're making the right choice.
I'm so ready. I'm so ready. I'm not ready. I'm fucking terrified. But let's keep on moving through it. Do we want to explore any of these ruins before we keep going, or do we just want to keep heading on?
Well, as you pull into town, it is, I'd say, maybe around 5 or 6. So the sun is about to start to set. If that influences your decision making.
While we're
Well,
searching around, would I be able to try to sense for the Banshee at all?
You can roll me a general perception check.
That's a 21. I just want to see, like, do I feel the presence? And if there's any direction. I don't need to know exactly what's going on yet.
You don't feel like the Banshee is like hanging out. You do notice it does feel maybe slightly unnaturally cold. And as you move through the town, you do feel maybe slightly colder. There's you notice off to the side there's this sort of this older trail that goes off the main trail, sort of deeper into the forest, and you do get a sense of, you get kind of a chill when you look down that path.
As they're talking, I'm just going to be staring down the trail.
I'm imagining Lord of the Rings when Frodo's looking down with the the guy heading down the trail. Goes,
That guy.
Yeah, I stand there just
Right,
feeling
yeah.
the wisps catching against me. She may be this way. I do not mind checking out the buildings if we need to. I do not think we are in danger at this moment.
Hey, when the time comes, I don't know if Mooney or Arch, you can do anything, but Trump, do you think you can make me a little bit more confident or bitter with my words?
I can definitely inspire you to be the man that you need to be.
Yeah, if I can feel inspired to do that would be good. Not now, but when the time comes.
Oh, okay.
I love that you picked that up like you were ready.
Figure out the finger placement.
Well, I mean, if she is what they say she is, then maybe showing up at the nighttime might be good. Like, just like, hey, maybe you're more comfortable being a creature of the dark kind of thing. I don't know.
Yes, I agree. Before you head in, I will cast a spell on you as well. I can try to boost your charisma a bit.
Well, fuck. It's happening now.
No, not
I'm gonna,
not yet.
I'm gonna. Okay.
before we are ready to head in.
All right. Okay. All right. Does anyone else have any? Trog, you're good with ladies. Do you have any other Arch? Do you guys have anything you can say to recommendations?
Maybe make a compliment about her clothes.
All right. So compliments is the direction that we're to go here.
It's probably. I mean, I've never seduced like an undead thing before, but hey,
I mean, we know the insult didn't work very well about her hair, so this is a compliment. Is kind of exactly the opposite of that. So yeah, I think that and that's the way I was taught is compliment.
I mean, what is like for elves, like what gets you guys going? I know with the frogs, it's the legs. It's always the legs. The legs for days. It's what gets us going. So I mean, you guys like your ears? Do you need to like show your ears and
Well, so my mom was an elf. My dad was a human. Kind of what I picked up over the years was elves like talking about the higher things. High society. Like, oh, this is beautiful art. That kind of shit. Like. Complimenting the opera and shit. So, I mean, I guess if I can try to come across as civilized a little bit, maybe shit like that.
Yeah, if I got these couple gems here, maybe we could like spice you up a little bit.
That would actually be a really good idea.
I don't really know what we can attach these gems to, but I got them. I don't know if anyone has maybe like an extra necklace or something that we could do something with.
I think less me wearing it and more. I'm imagining you want it back. I was just thinking maybe like an additional kind of conversational lubrication. Just kind of like, hey, I came with some gifts. Here's some gems. Also, I have another gift for you. That kind of thing, but. Maybe the comb will be enough. I don't know. I think it's kind of offensive. I don't know if I'm gonna lead with that exactly, since like her hair is supposedly fucked up. But
well, I like the idea that you said about the lube. I mean, I remember, and if you love it, if you love it, you lube it. So here, take one of these gems. I'm gonna flick a gem over to you.
All right. What does this gem look like?
Looks very gemly.
Which one was it? Which gem is this? You have a few gems, I think.
Very gentle. Yeah.
You had a silk pouch with 5 carnelians, 2 paradox, and 1 pearl.
It would be one of those.
Pearl,
so what?
Maybe.
Yeah. What does the comb look like? Is it jade?
Silver. It's a silver comb.
Don't you bring up jade in this campaign? Don't you fucking dare.
Yeah, we'll say it's a pearl.
You keep her name out of your fucking mouth.
Fucking mouth.
There it is. Thank you.
Oh, God. You're welcome.
So what did you give me?
Pearl.
The pearl. That's what I thought. I will use this information. Anything else? Anything, Arch? I mean, you've kind of been like a brother to me since the loss of my own. Mooney, you've seen plenty of action, I suppose, in your time from bears and whatnot.
Bears and whatnot.
Yes, when you approach, allow the fear to wash over you. Use it like the lube that Trog has mentioned. It may let the fear really enter you, and maybe she will be surprised if you pop a what do they call it? A fear boner.
Yeah, like Mooney said, let the fear come over you, and maybe you can come in her.
Jesus Christ.
I'm proud of you, the kid. I will do my best to enhance your own charisma.
All right. I hope I don't let you all down. This is, or myself down. I mean, this is a big step for me. Maybe I don't want to do it. I don't know. Does anyone else want to trade me? No, I got this. I got this. Y'all gonna be like close at least?
No, not at all.
Right, yeah, I was planning on being back here.
We'll be over here, like behind wherever you're gonna be at, and we'll be watching, making sure everything's good. But you're kind of on your own on this.
Well, I thank you all for everything you've had to offer, and
The shittiest friends.
all right.
Yeah.
Looking down that path that Mooney was looking down before, the one that's kind of doing the kind of thing. Do I get the impression that she is nearby? My perception is low, just so everyone is aware. A 13. A 15, I'm sorry.
So you don't exactly, you can't like feel her or sense, but you do notice a natural chill. Even as the sun is going down, it feels colder than it should.
Just keep an eye out. Arch, I know you can't see, but those of you who can, just if something goes south, just have my back, please.
Right.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna start heading that direction.
So you start following this trail that
Kid's feeling freaked out about this whole thing. Andrew is a little fucked up, so we're gonna see how all of this goes.
So
All right,
following
I'm
this
just
trail, the forest is
Following the
getting
hills.
darker and still, especially as the sun is going down, as the trail is winding deeper into the trees. There's heavy vines and thick layers of moss that are draping the branches. And again, it's getting noticeably colder as you getting farther away from this ruined village. As you round a bend in the trail, you sort of see a screen of sorts made from like the warped branches of trees that are close together. It's sort of in the shadows, but you can see this almost woven dome-like shelter with a little door that's sort of built into it.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up to it, take my hat off, and give a. You didn't fucking give me inspiration, did you?
I was gonna say on the way I was gonna cast a spell too as you're walking.
Yeah, it was like right before we were gonna go our separate ways. I was gonna play you a little.
So
song.
what do I have to work with exactly right now?
So as you're walking, I am focused on you the entire time. I'm using a concentration spell, enhance ability. So as you're making your way down the trail, an ethereal eagle emerges from my wand and flies over top of you and embeds in you, and you have advantage on charisma checks.
Constitution, charisma.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the inspiration is +6.
+8.
Or plus D6. Plus D6, okay.
Oh, no, the inspiration is plus
D8.
D8 now.
D8.
Oh shit, son.
D8. All right, I'm going to walk up, take my hat off, give a couple knocks on the door, take a step back.
With one hair sticking straight up.
Yeah, my hair is so fucking awful right now. I mean, I wear my hat all the time, so taking it off it just leaves a mess.
Well, you knock on the door and it sort of echoes, and the door slowly creaks open.
Excuse me. I'm going to speak in Elven this whole time. I was was told someone named Agatha lived here.
No answer from the outside.
I find it rude to enter without permission. Can you send me some kind of sign to tell me it's okay?
The
I
door,
need consent.
the door opens slightly wider.
Okay, I'm gonna offer a look over my shoulder towards my companions. Are there windows inside? Like, are there windows? Actually,
No windows.
no windows. Fuck. Okay. I'm gonna offer a look back toward my companions, and I'm going to walk inside.
So as you go inside, it's kind of a home of sorts that's sheltered within the dome of these branches. It's kind of sparsely furnished. There's some chests, some shelves, a table, a sort of like reclined couch. All of it seems very old, and you would know this of elven design. And as you walk inside, the air gets very cold. And I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
With my patron being the way that he is, and my relationship with fire being the way that it is, does that influence any of this?
In what way?
I don't know. Just, is my patron here? Is he helping me at all? Do I feel more hurt by this? Less hurt by this? Okay. You
don't feel hurt, but yeah. Nothing's hurt.
Okay. I rolled 19 plus 1. Thank God. My wisdom is awful, but I rolled an 18 total.
So there's a cold, pale light flickering in the air as you walk in, and it's really rapidly sort of coalescing into this form of a female elf. She has this sort of tangle of hair, which after listening to Sister Gorail, you notice is starting to sort of thin out, and there's some patches where it's not quite there. And she's sort of hovering a few feet off the ground, not like up in the air, as there's this sort of spectral wind that's blowing her hair and her robes around. And you get the sense that maybe at one point she used to be beautiful, but now you see this sort of snarling, terrifying face, and as this sort of wave of fear washes over you, but with your wisdom saving throw, you're able to sort of steel yourself against it. As this coalesces, the door behind you shuts, plunging the house into mostly darkness. You can still see with your dark vision, but it's dim light. So mostly what you see is this sort of glowing white spectral figure.
And what about her eyes? What do her eyes tell me?
He's in love. No, she looks angry.
I'm sorry for intruding, especially this time of night. I had heard rumor of your beauty, and I needed to come and see for myself.
Opening strong. Calm down, dude. We just met. No, just He sort of snarls at you and says, "Do you not know that it is death to seek me out?"
Death seeks you out.
Do you not know it is death to seek me out?
Looking upon you now, it is a risk worth taking. The rumors I had heard, they don't do you justice.
She looks at you kind of suspiciously.
I have something for you, if you'd be willing to accept it. I recognize that I alone am not worthy to see you, but I'm going to pull out the pearl. Pales in comparison to you, but it's something. A token.
Her eyes narrow a bit suspiciously. She reaches out her hand, sort of, open hand, waiting for you to, sort of give your token to her.
I'm going to hand it over. I don't come here underhandedly or with ulterior motives. I come for the reason I say. Do you mind if I sit? If not, that's okay. I don't know if I would want you in your presence anyway.
She sort of is examining the pearl as she sort of, I guess, do ghosts have pockets? She sort of pockets it. I don't know if ghosts have pockets. I would say she keeps it in her hand as she lowers it from examining it. She still looks angry, but that's just more, I think, because Banshees always kind of look angry. But she does seem less guarded than before when you had entered into her home. And she replies to you saying, "You may sit."
Thank you. But only if you sit as well.
She'll sort of hover to... She's not going to sit per se, but she'll sort of hover lower, like basically feet on the ground, as she sort of is by this reclining couch.
Well, if it seems like she sits first, then I'm going to sit with her. But I'm not going to stand. I'm not going to sit if it looks like she's still standing.
She's not sitting, but she is on the ground now. That's in like not floating.
Yeah. My name is Kid. I know that it's a strange name. It doesn't translate well into Elven. I was told that your name was Agatha. Is that what you prefer to go by, or?
That is my name, yes.
Okay. It feels so informal. I like it. You know, it's me being able to call you by your first name. If I may ask, because you're speaking in Elven as well, where are you from originally? It's almost like a higher kind of dialect. Like mine, I didn't grow up in the best of places, but yours, it sounds like you have majesty in you.
I grew up in the homeland of the elves. We're sorry.
Do you miss it at all? Being around other elves, or?
I don't.
Yeah,
Fools, the lot of them.
Yeah, sometimes they get so entrenched in their own ways. It's hard to see through that. I get it. How long have you been living here, and why here specifically? It seems almost below you by comparison. You deserve to be in a castle somewhere, if I may be so bold.
She looks sort of lost in thought for a moment before she fixes you with a somewhat cold stare. Says, "What do you want from me?"
Conversation, companionship. I mean, why does anyone talk to anyone? I guess I talked to someone in the village, Baldwin. They're the one who had the person there had lent me the rumor initially to send me here. She was kind of I don't know. I don't want to use the word in your company. She was kind of a bitch. She was awful. Does the name Gorail, Sister Gorail, mean anything to you? Real uptight.
As you mentioned her name, it gets very cold inside the house, and the dim light gets slightly dimmer.
I had the exact same reaction.
As she fixes you with a very cold stare, saying, "Hey, do not mention that woman to me."
Understood. Honestly, my life would have been better having her never been in it. But at the same time, if she is the reason that I came here to meet you, then it can't all be bad, right?
Speak what you want, otherwise leave my house.
Well, the gift that I had given you already is part 1 of 2. I brought this for you as well, and I'm going to produce the comb. Looking upon you now, I don't see why it's necessary, but it's a beautiful comb, and I think that it would pair very well with beautiful hair.
Again, she sort of reaches out to take the box with the comb from it and is examining it.
But before you do, I'm just going to pull it back just a little bit. What is it you want? Exactly. I mean, if me coming here, it almost comes across as a little presumptuous, right? I mean, maybe you're content here, and maybe that's okay, but is there anything I can do for you? Giving you this, a gift sure, that's one thing, but I mean, are you happy here?
Said, living amongst the ruins and the death, I'm as happy as anyone could be.
Okay, so you're content, in other words. You don't seek companionship or purpose beyond what you've already found.
No need for companionship.
Not even just having someone around to remind you how beautiful you are from time to time.
I have a mirror. I see how beautiful I am every day. Now speak. What is it you require from me?
Well, I had a couple questions. I was told, in addition to the beauty that you can offer me, just by looking upon you, that you had intelligence as well, knowledge of things around.
She'll sort of smile at you with this cold kind of amusement. Very well. I know that you seek many things. You may ask me one question, and I'll give you an answer.
Well, I'm okay with that.
Before she says that, roll me a persuasion.
Oh,
I meant to do that first.
nice. That is an 18. 15 plus 3.
Okay, then she says the thing I just said.
Well, that's okay. I don't want it to seem like I'm coming here to force something from you, or to. The point is, if you want to ask me anything, or if you want to know anything of what else is happening in the broader world of outside, you can ask me, and we can have just a conversation. You know, I tell you things, you tell me things. I mean, that's the point of these kind of conversations, right? I mean, is there anything you want to know? I don't know much, but maybe I know something that can give you entertainment. Or
Fascinating. I'm sure there are not many things that you know that I don't already know. From one such as yourself. He says, sort of regarding you coldly.
with all due respect, I mean, I know that I don't come from a background as well versed as yours. But I mean, when was the last time you were in the city around people? I mean, the way the sun breaks between buildings, the way that the sounds of people rise to meet your ears. I mean, would people haggling in the streets? These are beautiful things. You being here, surrounded by no one. I mean, I can provide insight to those kind of worlds.
Is that the question you'd like to use your opportunity on?
No, it's not. My friends and I seek a place, a castle. There's a man there, maybe, who's named the Black Spider, and another friend of ours who maybe was captured and taken there. Do you know of this place? And if so, is that a place that you could point out to us?
I know the castle that you speak of, where those goblins make their home. I could tell you the way.
I can give you this comb or whatever else you might ask of me.
Take the box with the comb out of your hands. You have a map, yes?
I do. I'm gonna pull it out, unfold it. I really have to pee. Do you mind if I leave for a second?
No, good.
All right, I will BRB.
So,
What are you guys up to?
do you guys think he's gonna die in there?
Right. I give it a 50-50 shot, to be completely honest with you.
Who wants to make some bets?
My eyes are closed with Juan pointing out. Yes, I be down for a bet. So far, it seems like he is okay. How about if he survives Archie? I need more soup.
All right, I can make some celebratory soup.
Celebratory soup.
If he doesn't make it, then I'll play the longest song I've ever played in his honor.
Or whole
Right.
notes.
And I'll make some sad soup.
What's in the sad soup?
Tears.
Oh.
In my sweat.
Just
Sweat and tears.
you're gonna make soup no matter what.
Yeah.
So it is a
that's-
win. He is hedging the bet. I just want to make sure everyone is aware.
The secret ingredients. So she marks on your map a place. If you kind of remember on the map where Cragma Cave was, it's sort of northeast of Cragma Cave. So if you can imagine where like Thunder Tree is, it sort of makes a triangle between Thunder Tree, the castle, and Cragma Cave. I'll mark it on the map and put it in the Discord later.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great. Thank you for this. And you have the comb already.
Yes.
You said one question, and one question, that's what you said. I'm okay with following that. Moving forward, you don't get mail here. No, you don't get mail here. Obviously. If I wrote you or visited you or anything, is that something that you would maybe be interested in? If just to remind you, well, I'm just going to gesture at her when you need it.
I say you. Get out of my house.
Before I do, like a maiden of old, I'm going to remove just a piece of clothing or just something an extra piece of cloth that I had. I'm going to set it off on like the table or something to the side. That is something to remember me. You might not be interested now, but well, send something to Falduin. The town, they'll figure out a way to reach me. I'll figure out a way to reach you. This was the highlight, maybe, of my entire life. So thank you. I'm gonna leave.
Slowly, as you say, she's slowly like dissipating, basically disappearing. And the door, without you touching it, closes behind you.
I'm gonna walk back toward the group. Throw the hat back on.
Still feels cold. Because her presence is still kind of there. So you still get this like a natural chill. You can head to where the rest of the group is.
What have y'all been up to?
I immediately drop concentration and go up to try to hug the kid.
I'll hug him back. I don't really care much about his grossness, so.
The kid, I am so proud of you. You did it.
I did. Thank you. Without the lessons that, do I know her name? From the bar.
I'm good for
the
now.
Second person that they had sent for me. The second we thought was the second bartender or whoever. I
don't think I even ever gave her a name, did I?
I don't think you did.
Yeah.
Gwendolyn. Her name is Gwendolyn. If not for you sending Gwendolyn to me when you did, I wouldn't have made it through that. So I'm going to pull out the map. So we did get some information to where this castle is located. She didn't give me any info to what the sister had wanted, but like, fuck her. I mean, like, she was willing to leverage kids' lives for health potions and like the info for some fucking stupid ass book. So, I mean, I'm cool just never talking to her again. So I just want to make sure we're on the same page with that. She was really cool. Yeah, really down to earth. I liked her personality. She was actually prettier than the sister had made her out to be, which was good. Real fluent in Elvish, which makes sense because she was an elf. But
She
without
any teeth.
teeth. Oh yeah, real sharp looking things. Yeah, they were beautiful. White as white could be. They were gorgeous. I'll have to come back here sometime. I think that it really went well. I'm not going to seem too desperate, but maybe in a couple days I might write. Give it 4 days.
You gotta give it at least like 3 days before you write it. So.
Right.
It's a 3-day rule. Everybody knows that.
Mooney, you've been able to convince like an owl or something to do some and pigeons and stuff to do work for you before. Do you think that if I gave you a letter to give to a pigeon, they could fly it to her?
Oh, of course. Now knowing where she lives, it shouldn't be too difficult.
Yeah, that would be great. I'll keep that in mind. But anyway, here's on the map maybe what our next destination should be. So yeah, I'm gonna think about this.
Oh my guy, I'm glad you survived.
Right.
Survived. Was that on the table?
Well,
Well, you
you
never
know what
know.
I mean. I mean, you came out with a grin on your face. Wanted to make sure it wasn't a bad experience. You didn't get rejected.
I mean, she told me to leave, but it was a mutual parting of ways.
She didn't kick you out. Screaming. So
Right. So that was pretty good. Thank you, Gwendolyn. Oh, I have to keep that in mind. All right. Do we want to start heading in the direction of where this castle is, or do we want to pay your friend a visit first, Mooney? This druid folk.
I guess
Right.
it depends on which one would be first.
Looking at the map, DM, which is closer?
Thunder Tree would be closer from Coneyberry.
Oh yeah, we can head to. Is it the opposite direction?
Thunder Tree's basically due north of Phandalin, so you'd be kind of going the way you came.
I mean, let's head to Thunder Tree and see what info we can get from him. Maybe he knows something about this stuff that the sister wants us to ask about. We're kind of doing things out of order, but I mean, maybe, and more importantly, maybe he knows something to help with your home. So,
Yes, good point.
or whatever else reason you want to meet with him. Did you ever share that exactly?
Just a word from Carp's mother that maybe he could help with the spirits, especially now after you
Carp is
talking to the one. Maybe he could offer more.
Carp is a person, also.
Carp is a little boy. Yes, he's the one that invited me to breakfast.
Shit. Well, good on you, man. That's great. It's important for kids to have, positive role models, all that. So you're one of the most positive people I know. Jeez, what the fuck? You just take your cat out?
He keeps meowing at me, so I'm trying to fake him out a bit.
I called you a good role model.
Yes, maybe he could be another one of my students in the future.
Maybe. All right, we can head to Thunder Tree then, I guess. See how that goes. I do want to, as we're leaving, cast a final glance back at the house that I left. Is there any sign that she is looking out at me as I leave? Is the door open a crack? Do I feel that cold that indicates her presence? Anything?
That cold
Perception.
stare on his rump.
That is a 13.
Feels the same as it did before. Just unnaturally cold. You don't get any indication of anything else.
All right. I'm just going to work in my head whatever my first letter is going to say as we head off toward this new direction.